The humanitarian phase of religion, a limited view in 21st century. The humanitarian phase of religion, a limited view in 21st century. This is a topic. Why this topic is very important this year? Why this essay was given? This topic is very important this year because growing intolerance in India and narrowing down the definition of religion in India. Growing intolerance in India and we are narrowing down the definition of religion in India. So, the humanitarian phase of religion, narrow perspective of the religion in the 21st century. This is the topic for essay. And this year essay writing, you may get essay on intolerance, you may get a essay, is India truly secular, or you may get an essay on similar like religious fundamentalism, communal violence, similar like. Some area we can expect. So, for that reason this essay was given to you. Now, I will tell you how to structurize and construct an essay. If similar essay is given, how to structurize an essay. No true religion preaches hatred. No true religion preaches hatred. And B.R. Ambedkar said, I like that religion. B.R. Ambedkar said, I like that religion which teaches liberty, equality and fraternity. No true religion preaches hatred. And B.R. Ambedkar said, I like that religion which teaches liberty, equality and fraternity. Syed Ahmad Khan said, Hindus and Muslims are two luscious and beautiful eyes. Hindus and Muslims are two luscious and beautiful eyes for a bride called India. Hindus and Muslims are two luscious and beautiful eyes for a bride called India. If one eye sees in one direction, and the other eye sees in other direction. If one eye sees in one direction, the other eye sees in the other direction, the vision will be partial and squinted. S-Q-U-I-N-T-E-D. So, you have to start this essay with a positive note. The humanitarian touch of a religion, the humanitarian angle of a religion. Mother Teresa said, if you cannot feed 100, at least feed one. This is the essence of every religion. Help thy neighbor. Be tolerant. They are all the essence of every religion. You can read Bible, Bhagavad Gita or Quran. It might be any religious text. The true essence is human touch and humanitarianism. All religions will go and sink in the ocean called humanity. All religions will go and sink in the ocean called humanity. So, and every god and every religious sect have basic moral precepts. They have basic moral precepts. The Bible, the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita, including Buddhism and Jainism, if you see the values underlying all the religions, values are same. The values are same. Mahatma Gandhi said, those who think that religion is nothing to do with public life, those who say that religion is nothing to do with public life, does not know what the true religion means. Mahatma Gandhi said, if somebody thinks that religion is nothing to do with public service, does not know what the true religion means. So, all religions preaches equality. All religions have human touch. Then, why religion have a limited view in the 21st century? Why we are actually thinking that religion is drifting away from the human touch? The reasons are many. The reasons are many. Here, consider the case of India. India is a land of unity in diversity. India is a land of unity in diversity. We have various religions, various cultures. And in the olden days, even today, in most of the places in India, in most of the villages, Christmas, Ramzan, Diwali are celebrated together. B.R. Ambedkar, in his autobiography, APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in his autobiography, wrote a story called Three Wise Men. Three Wise Men. Even with this story, you can introduce your essay. Three Wise Men. B.R. Ambedkar APJ Abdul Kalam had a friend who was a Brahmin. Both were sitting together in the front row. And Abdul Kalam's teacher asked Abdul Kalam to go back to the back row, to go to the back seat and sit there. So here comes a point, how the teacher discriminated a Muslim and a Hindu boy. Then Abdul Kalam's father's friend, who is a Hindu Brahmin, and his friend a Christian, all the three friends have come together and counseled the teacher. And APJ Abdul Kalam named the three of them as three wise men. Abdul Kalam, while writing the book The Wings of Fire, said, even today I remember the tears of my friend when I was asked to go back and sit. Even today I remember the tears of my friend when I was asked to go back and sit. This is the Three Wise Men story. You can start this essay, Humanitarian Touch of the Religion, with APJ Abdul Kalam's story of Three Wise Men, which was written in his autobiography. So, you can start essay with a story, then you can start with different perspectives of religion. Now, why religion is losing the human touch? Because the religious freedom guaranteed in Article 25 to 28 of the Indian Constitution is now sometimes misused towards fundamentalism, and communalism is growing in India, because in every community orthodox sections are feeling that They cannot survive in a family. They cannot survive like a single family. They want their own separation, because religious interests of one community is different from religious interests of other group. So they don't want to be together. We consider India as a melting pot of various religions, but fundamentalists in all religions feel that their interests will not survive if they were like a melting pot. Fundamentalists in all religions feel that their interests will not survive if they were like a melting pot. So initially they think that their interests are separate from other interests. Then slowly they try to get support from political parties and use religion in politics, and then slowly they want separate nation. For example, Khalistan movement is one example for this. Khalistan movement, separate Sikh nation, and which took up violence to have that nation. Khalistan movement is one example where religious group wanted to have a separate nation. That also happened in India. And sometimes they also feel that they cannot survive with India, and sometimes they may took up violence also. And some religious groups in all the sections, in all the religions, some groups start fighting against each other. For example, Gujarat riots. For example, Gujarat riots, and violence might erupt. Violence might erupt. So human touch is missing in the religion. Next paragraph, you should write about how and why these are happening. Dadri lynching, Muzaffarnagar riots, Orissa nun rapes, Dadri lynching, Muzaffarnagar riots, Orissa nun rapes, Gujarat riots. All these are happening. Why? And here you should give examples of Hadiya case, where in Kerala a father went to the Kerala High Court first asking to annul the marriage of the daughter. Asking to annul the marriage of the daughter. This is one thing which you have to remember. And second thing, the daughter went up to Supreme Court, and now the marriage was made valid, still the case is going on. So because the daughter married a Muslim man and the daughter converted into Muslim, father went to court, and Kerala High Court told 23 years old girl have married under undue influence, love jihad. So this is a typical case. This is a typical case of religious intolerance, how father was unable to accept the things in things. Example, Hadiya case, you can explain case and you can say the case still is going on in the Supreme Court, it is sub judice, it is still going on. And here you should also write, in the fundamental duties of our constitution, we have to promote brotherhood, transcending religious, linguistic, regional or sectional diversities. We should promote brotherhood, transcending religious, linguistic, regional or sectional diversities. But fraternity is missing today in most of the places in India. Fraternity is missing today in most of the places in India. Then, next paragraph you should write, in the Indian context, the word secularism till 42nd Amendment do not find place, but it was added by 42nd Amendment. Article 25 to 28 of the Indian Constitution. Article 25 to 28 of the Indian Constitution says that India is a secular country. It gives freedom of religion to Indians, but it was explicitly mentioned by 42nd Amendment 1976. It was explicitly mentioned by 42nd Amendment 1976. Here you should write S.R. Bommai case. In S.R. Bommai case, secularism is considered as the basic structure of Indian Constitution. In S.R. Bommai case, secularism is considered as the basic structure of Indian Constitution. And also you should mention about very important case, Aruna Rai versus Union of India. Aruna Rai versus Union of India. So whenever you are writing anything about religious tolerance or religious freedom in India, you should write S.R. Bommai case, you should write Aruna Rai versus Union of India. In Aruna Rai versus Union of India, the case is relating to saffronization of textbooks. Saffronization of textbooks. The textbooks are saffronized. They have changed history textbooks. So she went to court, and the Supreme Court told nurturing values of all religions, and children should be allowed to understand the values of all religions. Nurturing the values of all religions, and children should be allowed to understand the values of all religions to textbooks. So that should be the greatness of Indian religion. And then slowly you should enter into the concept called Indian secularism versus Western secularism, human touch. So here you should give 2-3 fantastic examples. See, Indian secularism is a positive secularism. Western secularism is a negative secularism. Indian secularism is a positive secularism. Western secularism is a negative secularism. If you compare Indian secularism with Western secularism, in India we treat all religions equally. In India we treat all religions equally. We try to protect all religions equally. State will protect a Hindu, a Christian, a Buddhist, a Sikh equally. If you go for Western secularism, state is different from religion. State is separated from religion. So here you have to take 2-3 examples. Example number 1, if you take France, a woman wore a burqa, went to school, and the principal told not to come to school by wearing a burqa. A woman wore a burqa and went to school, and the principal told not to come to school if you wear a burqa. In the same way, in New Zealand, a woman wore a burqa, the hijab, and went to work, and the employer told don't come by wearing that. In America, just because a boy is Muslim, teacher suspected him. Just because a boy is a Muslim. A boy called Ahmad Muhammad prepared a digital clock. A boy called Ahmad Muhammad prepared a digital clock. He wanted to surprise the teacher. He kept the digital clock inside the bag and went to school. Digital clock sounded differently in the school classroom, and teacher complained to the police, thinking that the boy is a Muslim and he might have brought a bomb to the class. He might have brought a bomb to the class. So just by seeing your religion, people will stamp you in the foreign countries. But in India, while thinking, while discriminating a person, we'll never see a person, we'll never judge a person based on his religion. That is the greatness of India. Even while making friendship, we'll never distinguish a man based on his religion. That is the real greatness of India. From Ashoka to Akbar, we have shown religious tolerance. Even the great kings in India, from Ashoka to Akbar, they all shown religious tolerance. In fact, in India, religion has a human touch. For example, Mother Teresa, who came and served India, who became naturalized citizen of India, though she herself was a Christian, she served all religions equally. And in fact, she told, with love you can change the world. And Mahatma Gandhi told, with gentleness we can change the world. With gentleness we can change the world. Swami Vivekananda, who was considered as a brand ambassador of Hinduism in India, also was a religious tolerant person. His Ramakrishna Math is open to all religions. If you enter into the Ramakrishna Math, nobody will ask you to which religion you belong to. So even Swami Vivekananda's religion is humanity. His religion is also humanity. Swami Vivekananda told, teaching Vedanta to a hungry man is a sin. Teaching Vedanta to a hungry man is a sin. ఆకలేస్తున్న వాడికి కూర్చోబెట్టి వేదాలు చెప్పడం పెద్ద పాపం అంటాడు వివేకానంద. Teaching Vedanta to a hungry man is a sin. And he also told, see, the real philosophy of life, the real essence of Vedanta should be useful to the mechanic, should be useful to the common man. Unless the religion is useful to the common man, there is no use of such religion. Unless the religion is useful to the common man, there is no use of such religion. And God will not present everywhere. And God can be seen in the common man. We cannot search God everywhere, because God is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. Where He is present actually? God is present in a hungry stomach. And work is worship. Work is worship. And unfortunately, we are losing this tinge in India, in the world today. We are fighting in the name of religion. Just because Rohingyas are Muslims, we are deporting them. Just because they are Muslims. The world is stamping that they are terrorists, they are antisocial elements. Just because most of the refugees who go from Middle East to Europe are Muslims, they are stamping like that. That is not correct. That is not correct. In fact, as we grow up in our education, as we grow up in science and technology, we should also grow up in our tolerance levels. In fact, coming to India, India is a land of tolerance. India is a land of tolerance. And you all know, you might be a Ram, you might be Rahim, you might be a Robert, and everybody is the one and the same. Everybody's blood is red in color. Unless we understand this, a truly tolerant humanitarian religion will never exist. And no God, if at all actually God present, He won't appreciate mankind if they fight in the name of religion. If they fight in the name of religion. As a famous movie song goes, in Telugu there is a song in the movie called Bombay. Matamela Gatamela Manushunna Nadu, Hitamedu Teliyali, Manisaina Vadu, Nee Desame Puvanam. So, if you are a real human being, you should know what is good, you should know what is virtuous, you should know what is truth. And when you stamp a man based on religion, you are not a true religion. When you divide, fragment, segregate human society into religion, caste, races, the end result will be further fragmentation of the society, and we are receding back, we are withdrawing ourselves from modernity, and we are going to orthodox societies. That is not feasible to the modern world, that is not appreciable, because we should go advanced as humans. And religion is a personal affair, worship is a personal affair. And here you should write like Garvapasi programs, you should write like forced conversions, Garvapasi programs, forced conversions, attacks. 86% of lynchings are against Muslims from the last 4 years. 86% of lynchings are against Muslims for the last 4 years. That you have to pinpoint. Okay, why these are happening? Why these are happening? So, we should, as a society, we need to be more tolerant. So, this is how we have to write an essay. We should have, see, the topic is a humanitarian perspective of religion, a limited perspective in the 21st century. You have to write like this, and then you have to give solutions how to actually bring an equal society, bring a tolerant society. As you all know, religion is great. Beyond that, humanity is more great. Change should come within society, attitude change. It is not just education. Even the most educated people are very fundamental about their religion, very conservative about their religion. Attitude change is required. Awareness is required. And social progress is required. It will come only through cultural change, only through civilizational change, only through advancement. And as a young generation, we all have special responsibility towards changing the society. And second thing, education which is religious tolerant, education which is open, education which brings change in the mindset of the children. The third thing, strict law and order mechanism. Any case of lynching, any case of mob violence, any communal violence should be taken care immediately. And there should be youth force in every village, every city, who are really progressive, who works for this. And you all know there are many religious fundamental groups working in many states, from Maharashtra to UP to many states. So all these groups should be subsided by strong bureaucracy, strong law and order mechanism. Otherwise, India will never become a religious tolerant country. What we need is this, a change, complete change in the mindsets of the people. So whenever you are writing an essay, you should be able to give some solutions also to it. If possible, try to give some solutions to it and then give a proper conclusion to it. So what is the structure of an essay? Never ever define the essay in the first paragraph. Never ever define the essay in the first paragraph. See, I have never told in the first paragraph secularism means or religious tolerance means treating all religions equally. You should take a lead with some quotations or with some story or with some recent examples. For example, before your mains, if there is a very big lynching or very big communal incident, then you have to start your essay with that. You have to start your essay with that. And second paragraph should be the paragraph which defines the essay. And third paragraph should be the paragraph which analyzes the context. Here you should take 2-3 things. One is data, fundamental rights here, fundamental duties, and more importantly cases, examples and cases relating to religious tolerance or religious intolerance, India and worldwide. So for example, you have to give data of Rohingyas, you should give data about some Jewish population, or you should write about Hitler. Some type of data you should bring here in the essay, and then you should collect good quotations, good examples. So here you should write about B.R. Ambedkar, you should write about his quotes, Mother Teresa, her religious tolerance, you should write about Mahatma Gandhi, his views on religion, Syed Ahmad Khan, who was a secular nationalist in the beginning, his thoughts you should bring here. Then slowly you should define what is happening in India and what is happening in the other countries. You should bring that model. Then slowly you should analyze why humanitarian touch is missing in religion. Why humanitarian touch is missing in religion. See, I remember I have seen a movie called Rudravena in Telugu. There is a movie called Rudravena where a song comes with a small incident. చుట్టూ పక్కల చూడరా చిన్నవాడ చొక్కల్లో చూపు చిక్కుకున్నవాడ విన్నారా? ఆ పాట స్టార్టింగ్లో ఒక చిన్న అబ్బాయి మంత్రాలు చదువుతూ తిరుగుతుంటాడు. ఏ స్మాల్ బాయ్, చిన్న అబ్బాయి తిరుగుతూ ఉంటాడు. ఒక బ్లైండ్ ముసలావిడ అట్టిపండు ఉంటుంది, దొరకదాం టచ్ అవ్వదనమాట. ఆమె హెల్ప్ చేయడు, చుట్టూ తిరుగుతూ ఉంటాడు. వాడి మంత్రాలు ఇంపార్టెంట్, హెల్పింగ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు. ఓకే, సర్వీస్ టు మ్యాన్ కైండ్ ఈజ్ సర్వీస్ టు గాడ్. దిస్ ఈజ్ హ్యూమానిటేరియన్ టచ్. నీ మంత్రాలు ఎన్ని మంత్రాలు జరిగిన పుణ్యం రాదు, నువ్వు ఆవిడకి అట్టిపండు చేతిలో పెడితే నీకు ఆ పుణ్యం వచ్చిందని చెప్పి పక్క ఆయన పిలిచి చెప్పేసి వెళ్తాడనమాట. సో నీకు ఐస్ ఎప్పుడూ పైన ఉండకూడదు గాడ్ మీద, ఐస్ చుట్టుపక్కలతో ఉండాలి. యువర్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్స్ అండ్ ఐస్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ఏ హ్యూమానిటేరియన్ టచ్. యూ షుడ్ నెవర్ లుక్ అప్ ఫర్ ద గాడ్, because God is within us, God is among us, God is among us. As Vivekananda told, see the God in the lame, see the Shiva in the lame, see the Shiva in the poor, see the Shiva in the blind, see the Shiva in the deceased. In fact, Jiva is Shiva. As Ramakrishna Paramahamsa told, Daridro Narayano Hari, Daridrude Narayanudu, and pray that person. This is the perspective which you have to bring in the essay. This is how you have to write. See the Shiva in the lame, see the Shiva in the deceased, see the Shiva in the blind, see the Shiva in the poor. In fact, Jiva is Shiva, Daridro Narayano Hari. And you have to end this with a small story. What you have observed in your life, how you have done in your life, and what are the festivals you have celebrated together with other religions. In a way, it shows. See, in Ramzan time, Muslims fast and the evening they'll eat, and in the Arab countries there will be community fridge where Ramzan time poor people, the people who keep the food in the fridge in the street, and anybody can come and take the food and eat. It's a way of distribution. And in all religions, in Hindus, as you all know, Harshavardhana of Pushyabhuti dynasty, for every 5 years he used to give away all his wealth and again used to Gautam Buddha told to lead a simple life. Desire is the reason for sorrow. Jainism, you all know Jaina mosques, 3 Ratnas, right faith, right knowledge, right action. You take any religion in the world, they believe in human touch, they believe in Manava Dharma, human touch. And you can end your essay by writing Buddha, Jainism, Christianity, Islam, and 10 commandments of Jesus Christ. Equally good. And I don't find difference between 10 commandments of Jesus Christ and Ashtanga Marga of Buddha and the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Nobody can find actually. Help thy neighbor. Don't steal others' property. Never lie. Never lie. Don't have too much expectations and greed in your life. All these things are the essence of every religion. Yes. Never ever exploit the neighbor. Help thy neighbor. The golden rule of all religions. The golden principle of all religions is do unto others what you expect that they should not do it to you. Do unto others what you expect that they should not do it to you. You can end your essay like this. Don't do it to others what you expect that they should not do it to you. Don't do to others what you expect that they should not do it to you. So all these essence you can bring a beautiful essay. And here examples, you should write ample examples. Ample examples like human touch of religion, tolerance. And I remember a story told by Mother Teresa. This also you can take as an example. The story goes like this. During a famine in Bengal, during some communal violence or some very big famine in Bengal, baga problem in Bengal. During that time, Mother Teresa received a phone call from a Hindu family that their neighboring Muslim family have a lot of kids, they don't have food to eat. And Mother Teresa's missionaries of charity went to provide food there. And the family, the Muslim family women kept some of the food in another box and went to the Hindu family and fed the children. So the real touch is human touch in the religion. It's not you are a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Zoroastrian. Ultimately the essence is confluence of all the good things of life. Confluence of all good in life. This is called human touch of religion. Okay? Can you make this essay? Koncham perspective lo. Anything you want to add for this? నేను చెప్పిన దానికి ఏమైనా పర్స్పెక్టివ్ మీరు యాడ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారా అమ్మా? అటాక్స్ ఆన్ రేషనలిస్ట్స్. ఓకే. గౌరీ లంకేష్, Kalburgi, Naresh Dabolkar, even that you can add somewhere. Next. Social media. Next. Anything more? Done? So this is how you have tried the human touch of religion. Next essay. I'll USA, India's preparedness to tackle cyber threats. India's preparedness to tackle cyber threats. India's preparedness to tackle cyber threats. This is the essay. Here, first paragraph, you should not define what is a cyber threat. You should define how internet is changing the world. You can start like this. Villages are turning into towns. Towns are flourishing like cities, and cities are blooming like big spaces. The world is now being integrated. In fact, it has become a global village, and in that, the major reason in the 21st century where distance, time does not count is the world is integrated by a connectivity called internet. In the olden times, this was considered as a miracle. Now it was considered as a most probable and appropriate way of connectivity between and among people, businesses, cultures, civilizations, whatnot. In every perspective, with the cyber advancement, the world have become a small place to live in. Like that, you have to give a introduction. Don't write India is facing cyber threats. Yes, there are many cyber threats like WannaCry. There are many cyber threats like spying, cyber sabotage, and denial of service, hacking, various viruses, Trojan horse, etc., etc., etc. First, you should not write. First, you should start with how you are going to lead an essay. First paragraph is a lead paragraph. You should never define that essay. The first paragraph should give a lead to the essay. The first paragraph is a lead. If you see the editorials, lead articles, Hindulo, next to the editorial there will be lead article. In that, have you observed the first paragraph? Directly they won't enter into the topic generally. They will write something else and they will, for example, yesterday I am reading about an article called Missing Languages, Mother Tongue in India. There are around 1600 mother tongues, but 109 was recognized. All these things. And the author started the article with a story of elephant written by Mahashweta Devi. Story of elephant. Jagmohan, an elephant, died, all these things. So then author slowly led to the language issue. So that is the art of writing an essay. It's the art of writing an essay. You should never exactly hit the essay in the first paragraph. Idea ki తీసుకురావాలి. You should bring the reader to the level of getting the idea what we are describing, how we are describing, all the things. Okay. So when you are writing an essay on cyber attacks and India's readiness, you should not write, list out the cyber attack means. Second paragraph is that. First paragraph, the importance of cyberspace, and second paragraph, see, we can regulate territories, we can regulate any type of borders, we can regulate any space, but the cyberspace is seamless, it spreads very fast, and most of the cyberspace is controlled by private, not by the government. The cyberspace is seamless, the cyberspace, any type of cyber news or cyber attacks will spread very fast. So it's very difficult to control it. And as every country is vulnerable, India is also vulnerable to cyber attacks. India is also vulnerable to cyber attacks. And 2 months back I read some data relating to cyber security index. India's performance is not good. Cyber security index, I will give the data in few minutes. Cyber security index, and you have to start with that index also. India's ranking is this. Cyber security, India is vulnerable to many security threats. And what are the security threats? Recently last year, if you could remember, you would have got your message from your bank credit cards. Kindly change your credit card passwords. Kindly change your credit card passwords. Some instance you can add there. Some instance you can add there. So India is not the only country which is vulnerable. For example, Stuxnet, Iran nuclear facilities got attacked by virus, and Aurora, one more virus in other country, even North Korea. So there are many areas where cyber security attacks, cyber attacks is not uncommon to other parts. So India is also vulnerable because, and one more problem with India is not completely ready with that. So what type of attacks India is prone? Many attacks. Stalking, we have cyber stalking through over all these things. And second thing, we have attacks in India like various viruses, hijacking of websites, and sometimes of malwares and ransomwares. All these things India is prone. You have to list out some of them, 2-3 paragraphs you should write, and before your exam any important attack has happened, you should also list out that attack, and you should also tell what are the problems with that, because most of the data right now is in the cyberspace. We are storing most of the data. Recently NGT website was hijacked, and somebody posted something on NGT website, and even using Chinese pen drives in our websites, in our computers, sometimes they may go into that. All these things you have to write. Data sabotage, data intrusion, computer control, all these things are going on in India also. So, is India ready? Is India ready? So, here you should understand, we have communication technology, we have IT Act, Information Technology Act, and we also have ISET, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. Apart from that, recently we had Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. We have established Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. Recently we have started National Cyber Crime Policy also. We had Cyber Crimes Policy also. So, we have various mechanisms to deal with the cyber crimes in India, and in every state, the state police, one department, one particular wing of the police is equipped with cyber crimes technology. But in spite of all these things, there were growing cyber attacks in India. From 2014 to 2018, cyber attacks were grown by 70%. They were increased by 70%. So, cyber attacks were increasing, cyber crimes were increasing, and including child pornography is a cyber crime, hacking the website is a cyber crime, or ethical hacking is okay, but sometimes criminal hacking is a cyber crime, and creating malwares, viruses is a cyber crime, and spam mails and trying to collect the data is a cyber crime, and various cyber crimes are growing, and new versions are also coming. Even in cloud computing, controlling the entire system, entire cloud is a cyber crime. So, India is vulnerable to most of the cyber crimes, and our standards in the maintenance of our computers network is not so appropriate, so advanced. So, India is not completely ready to do that. Can India alone do that? Next question. Can India alone do that? India okkate cheyagalda. Can India alone do that? No, India alone cannot do that. So, we need to have concerted action. Ground Zero Summit. I remember in 2015, we had a summit called Ground Zero Summit for cyber security. Ground Zero Summit for cyber security. And we have second thing, in 2013-14, for internet related hacking and international hackings, all those things. In Brazil we have Net Mundial, a summit called Net Mundial, MUNDALE. In Brazil, all the countries in the world have conducted a summit called Net Mundial, MUNDALE. And apart from that, you know, we have transferred from IPv4 to IPv6, Internet Protocol version 6. So, right now we will get all IP addresses, everything. To an extent it is secured, but beyond that, encryption policies, proper encryption policies we don't have, proper security codes we don't have, and we have to depend on experts, cyber expertise. Though India is very good at software, Indian expertise in software, but cyber security regime in India is very poor compared to other countries. Even in most of the countries this is poor. So, India has to take many advanced things now. So, what type of advancements? First, international context. Second thing, investigation in cyber crimes sometimes takes a lot of time, because cyber crime happens with our online account, SBI or some bank or our Facebook. So, first the cooperation of the private agencies is also must to investigate, not just our government, the private agencies also should cooperate. So, second thing is it. Third thing, most of the cyber threats, cyber attacks can be averted with our own knowledge. So, when citizens are educated with cyber issues, when they are well aware of their maintenance of their websites and other things, even government websites, government officials, automatically we can minimize the cyber attacks. So, there are around thousands of attacks, around 60 to 70,000 normal cyber crime complaints in India. Officially, government issues are around 1600 government data is being stolen. All these things we have to take care. There was a news 2 years back, data of INS Arihant was stolen from Visakhapatnam. Data of INS Arihant was stolen from Visakhapatnam. There is a news. Some data got leaked through internet. So these things we should take care. So India is on this. India is still nascent in preparing for the cyber attacks. Still India has to emerge. Still India has to take care a lot. So like that you have to structurize our essay. So first of all you should write the importance of cyberspace. Second you have to, and there is one more point, there is no complete international conventions on cyber crimes. There was no large scale convention on proper convention antu edi ledu cyber crimes ki. There was no proper convention on cyber crimes. One or two conventions which are not completely related to cyber crimes in the world. This is how you have to construct your essay on cyber attacks. Is India ready to face the cyber attacks? Compulsory you should write CERT-IN or ISET, Computer Emergency Response Team India. From last 15 years it is working properly. Chala సంవత్సరాల నుంచి CERT-IN is working. CERTIN, Computer Emergency Response Team India, that you have tried. And I told you National Cyber Crime Coordination Center we have started, and we have cyber crimes policy, and we have cyber crime branches are there in every state, in every place. But the problem is an SP will be made in charge of cyber crime cell, who is not an expertise in dealing with cyber issues. There is no separate expertise, there is no domain knowledge for them, there is no proper domain knowledge for them. వాళ్ళకి సరైన డొమైన్ నాలెడ్జ్ లేదన్నమాట. there is no proper domain knowledge. That is one of the reasons why there is lot of delay in investigating cyber crimes, lot of delay in investigating the cyber crimes. That's the problem. So take down some synoptical views on this. Cyber Security Index, India's rank is 23 by 165. Recent Cyber Security Index, India's ranking is 23 by 165. Out of, it's far better, 23 by 165. Given by International Telecommunications Union. Given by International Telecommunications Union. In cyber security, 23 by 165. India's ranking, International Telecommunication Union. There is one convention for cyber security. It's called Budapest Convention. You should remember there is only one convention called Budapest. BUDAPEST. Budapest Convention for Cyber Security. Budapest Convention for Cyber Security. And you should know 2-3 issues here. What are the cyber crimes which India was vulnerable? Basic cyber crimes. India vulnerable. Hacking of websites, child pornography, stalking, phishing, child pornography, stalking, phishing, etc. Then you have to write about Ground Zero Summit 2015. Ground Zero Summit 2015. And star mark you have to write I4C. I4, digit 4, number 4C. Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. And we have the idea to start National Cyber Registry. We have the idea to start National Cyber Registry. National Cyber Registry as a repository of IT professionals. As a repository of IT professionals. Our National Cyber Security Policy we have made in 2013. The year of National Cyber Security Policy is 2013. National Cyber Security Policy 2013. That also we should remember. We have Cyber Security Policy 2013. And cyber crimes not only affects individuals, cyber crimes not only affects individuals, they are also threat to national security. They are also threat to national security. Cyber crimes not only affects individuals, they are also threat to national security. So after writing all these things, the end paragraph should be that. See, whenever you are writing essay, the last paragraph should never be pessimistic. You should always be optimistic. Never write India will not change, the fate of India will be like this. Never write like this. You should write a very proper conclusion. The conclusion should be, see, India proved its prowess in many domains. In satellite technology, in human resource. The land of snake charmers have become the land of mouse users. So India can withstand and India can overcome its cyber security challenges very soon if we all work towards it. This should be the conclusion. India can withstand, India can overcome its cyber security challenges if we all actually work towards it. So because India have faced many challenges. From the beginning, if you see, India does not have a industry to produce a ball pin. Now India have almost become a very big hub for industries. India's human resource is known throughout the world, and India with zero technology, now India become a country of technocrats. So tomorrow, these are the small problems. In the recent cyber security index, India's rank is 23rd out of 165, and this shows India is doing better. Now India still can do better with proper equipped mechanism. So you have to end the essay like this. Understood? So how to, and any data, any index you should write. Now again I will give a small recap how to write an essay. First paragraph should be lead paragraph, second paragraph should be definition paragraph, third, fourth, fifth, and essay you should not write any paragraph more than 5-6 sentences. No paragraph should be more than 5-6 sentences. Remember this, I have observed one full sheet, one paragraph, that should never happen. And I will give one more technique. Whenever you are writing, changing the next paragraph, whenever you are writing, you are starting a new sentence or new quote. See, for example, in between you want to write, Mahatma Gandhi told, you be the change you wish to see in the world. You want to write like this. You start this with the next sentence, next para, and write it with a black pen or brown pen. When you are using blue pen for writing answer, immediately change your pen and highlight your quote or highlight your example. Okay, essay paper should be very neat, for that matter GS paper. It should have proper structure, proper maintenance of the paper. It should not be like indecent, full of strikes. See, essay paper is the first paper which you are writing. Generally, kacham kottestar essay. Oka sentence as kotti malla inkoti rastar. Never do that. And never forget to give a heading for an essay. And 1 or 2 students have not given your headings. Akka tikko tick kinda rastunnaru. Don't do that. Give a heading to the essay. And sometimes even a tagline also you can give. For example, once I am writing an essay on RTI. I have given a tagline, a citizen's quest for right to know. A citizen's quest for right to know. A citizen's quest for right to know. This time you may get an essay on RTI. This time you may get an essay on higher education. Higher education, education reforms is the most probable. This time you may get an essay on health, health, education, agriculture. These 3 areas are really important. Tolerance, secularism, democracy. These are the areas which you have to concentrate, focus on. So this is how you have to build an essay. And last paragraph should never be a worst paragraph. And remember, if you can able to get 115 essay, definitely you will win the rank, top rank. So last paragraph should be the concluding paragraph, and the conclusion paragraph, again after writing conclusion, you just think about some new thing, and finally after conclusion again you start an essay. Generally students don't do that. And before making an essay, make a synoptical essay. Take 5 minutes time or 10 minutes time, make a draft. Prepare a draft for yourself. For example, if you are writing an essay on sustainable development, what quotes you want to use? You can use Gandhi's quote, "Earth can satisfy everyone's need but not everyone's greed." Or again you can use Gandhi's quote, "The air, the water, the natural resources are not inherited by us from our ancestors. They are the loan we have taken from our from our future generations. We have the responsibility to pay it back to them. This you can write. Then you have to slowly write essay. Sustainable. First paragraph, don't write sustainable development. See, for one of my students, I told him a story. Like a old man is sowing a seed, mango seed. All the young people have approached him and asked, "Do you want to live for next 30-40 years to eat the fruits of the tree?" "You are very greedy," people asked him. And the old man replied, "I am not planting this seed for today. I am planting this for you, for your generation." So the old man thought about sustainable development. Though he is not going to see and eat the fruits of the tree, he is planting the seed for the future generations. This is the concept of sustainable development. It's not you that is always important. It is the future generations which are also equally important. You can start your essay with this story. Okay, and if you write such similar things, or you can see, if you get something like man's lust never ends, if such type of essay comes, you can start with the story of golden goose. A goose every day will give a golden egg. One day the owner thought in her stomach there will be lot many eggs, and the owner have cut the goose and killed the goose. That's called man's lust have no limits. So similar short stories. And for example, there is one more thing. How to conserve the trees or environmental protection. When you are writing such an essay, there is a small story. In Gujarat, there is a concept called Vriksha Mitra, where if somebody cuts the trees, voluntarily youth who are volunteers, they go and counsel the family and the person. In a way, through a social force, through a moral force, they are trying to enforce the environmental responsibility. Through a social force, through a moral force, they are trying to enforce the environmental responsibility. Okay, so like that you can start an essay with a very good small moral story that actually works out. I remember one of my students, he started an essay in 2008 or 2009. There is an essay like your attitudes actually count, how you see the things. Attitude defines character, character defines man, like that. In that he gave an introduction. Two men are looking from the same window. One is looking from at the stars, second one is looking at the mud in the floor. Both are looking from the same window. Attitudes and perspectives depend on how we look outside world and how you look. Two men, if they are looking from the same glass, for one glass is half filled and for the other the glass is half empty. An optimist and a pessimist, how he looks at the opportunities. An optimist and pessimist, how he looks at the opportunities. So not only factual things, not only data, not only quotations, not only proper structuralization, you should also use in between some aphorisms, stories, or examples from great people's lives. For example, do you support capital punishment? Can the criminals be reformed? You are writing an essay on this. Can the criminals be reformed? Simple heading. You are asked to write an essay. Is there any chance that criminals be reformed? Okay. In between, I happened to read a story. Mother Teresa told. Mother Teresa accepts gifts, offerings from anyone. One rowdy in that area, one big criminal, he went to her home and gifted some sweets and other things and money for the children for Diwali. And everybody started criticizing Mother Teresa. How could you accept all these things? And Mother Teresa told, coming here, he thought of coming here and thought of giving some gifts. Itself shows there is a human angle in him. I am encouraging him. Tomorrow, he may become a changed person. Okay, so such things sometimes you can add. So whenever I take class, I will give some examples like this. You can remember and write it down, which I have made in my, sometimes whenever I find such interesting things, I used to write and I used to scribble and I used to read this. For example, I remember a quote which Manmohan Singh wrote, and it was repeated in 2016, 25 years of LPG, 25 years of liberalization, privatization, globalization. Victor Hugo's quote, Victor Hugo, H-U-G-O, Victor Hugo said, no power in this world can stop an idea whose time have come. No power in this world can stop an idea whose time have come. No power in this world can stop an idea whose time have come. Okay. How do you emancipate women? No power in this world can stop women if they really want to get emancipated. You can use certain things, certain words, certain sentences. Okay. For example, you are writing an essay on women empowerment, women reservation bill. Rwanda tops, 68% of Rwanda's legislators are women. Rwanda tops. In India, in Indian Parliament, in Indian Lok Sabha, 12.2% are women. In Indian state assemblies, average 9% are women. Average 9% are women. In BRICS countries, India performs just better than Brazil. In BRICS countries, India is little better than Brazil only. Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan, 20% of women representatives. But in India, there is no such representation. This is called data point. You should take this data and keep it as a separate point. Data point. Also, you can have like this. Particularly in GS answers, you can have a small box. Okay. This is how you have to make this essay. Done.